Alright folks, and welcome to day 16 of our 28-day spring cleanup. So day 16, we're over halfway, and the one we're going to focus, or the bit we're going to focus on today, is peace. Okay, we all want peace of mind especially, but certainly in our average or day-to-day lives we'd like an element of peace. So today is all about the idea of least effort, least resistance, or as I say to my kids, don't say no, go with the flow. Often, if I can stick with the idea of our children, often I'll say to them, right girls, we're going to go and do da da da. The lip comes out, the foot gets stuck, no, we don't want to go for a walk. So I tell them, don't say no, go with the flow. But why? Why should we care about this? Well, listen, harmony is all about balance, and it's a dynamic balance. It means that even though things are changing, we're able to keep a centered self-awareness at all times. And that's what peace is all about, that even in the turbulence of day-to-day life, we can find that oasis of calm amongst the noise. So today is all about least resistance. And the whole idea is to not get confrontational, but rather go with the flow. So we can activate this in a couple of ways. So the first one is by acceptance, accepting that everyone and everything is how it should be. Now that's really, really difficult. We often have a vision of how things, or how people should act, how things should be, and when we don't see that, or that kind of contradicts what is actually going on, we can get kind of tense and caught up in that. And then if we've got a point of view that comes into conflict with someone else's point of view, we need to get defensive. Well, we're going to drop that today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to accept that everyone and everything as they are perfect. And then what we need to develop is a responsibility or a respondability on how we respond to that. And that's really the second bit, is how do we respond? Are we going to get our nose out of joint? Are we going to get our lip out? We're going to stamp our foot and get very confrontational because someone or something has done something that we don't like, we don't agree with. And then we become very defensive. And really, does it matter? We're always in little confrontations with people. That's just the nature of life, of relationships. Do we need to get really confrontational? Well, sometimes you do have to kind of stick to your principles, but do the principles really help you in that minute? Now, it doesn't mean that you are ditching your principles, but rather you're being like the willow and bending in the wind. Okay, flexibility is a physical attribute, which means that you've got a good range of movement around a joint, but in the same way, flexibility from a intellectual or a confrontational point of view is very helpful, because it allows us to look around and accept that something is maybe not the way we would like it to be, but then what we need to do is to be able to develop a way to respond, and that response in how we deal with it has got to be for our benefit, and it's got to be for a peaceful, harmonious outcome. I'm not suggesting that you bend the knee to whoever barks an order at you, but in the same way you don't have to bunch your fists up and go flying back at them. So today, every incident or every episode or everything, accept, respond. The best way for you in terms of keeping your peace and harmoniousness. I've already talked about children a little bit, and it's quite funny that in the real world I could have a confrontation with anybody and it doesn't affect me. But my little 9-year-old daughter can say something that can push all my buttons and I can fly off the handle. And the only person that really suffers from that is me, because I've lost my sense of calm and harmony. So how can we hold on to that? We can accept that sometimes people have different points of view to us. We can then respond in a way that's going to keep our peace, and a good way of doing that is to be defenceless. We don't have to always back ourselves into a corner and fight for our point of view. So give it a try. Accept, respond in a way that's going to keep your harmony, and don't be so defensive. Okay folks, till next time, see you later.